Yes, that is. That is Paul Mills. Yep, that's Paul Mills. And fire over to Rice. You want? Scott Parra, there he is. Yep. He's so funny in practice. Yeah. Like he's just. How much time we got here? Jeez. 5 there. Okay. What's the message for these people?
Hey, I know I asked you. This is his name is who, not Woo, right?
Yeah, let's go through these. Okay. So he's probably not going to play. Noah Shelby.
Hey, I'm good. I'm just the guys that
so Alem Husejnovic.
So it is who? It is who. Okay,
yeah,
all right. That's what I wrote. I just want
Who's
to
on first?
Who's on first?
Keanu
What's on second?
Dawes. Yeah.
Dawes.
Gentlemen, welcome once again.
Yep.
My open right here.
We welcome you to the 2024 American Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship. First round today, first game of the tournament. The number 13 Rice Owls getting set to take on the number 12 seeded Wichita State Shockers from Dickies Arena. 14 teams in the conference, all converging here to Fort Worth, Texas to play for the championship and the right to move on to the NCAA tournament. Here's what the bracket looks like. We've got 2 games today here in the first round. Wichita State and Rice. Winner gets the number 5 seeded Memphis Tigers. That's tomorrow over on ESPNU. And then later today, Temple and UTSA. Winner gets number 6 seeded SMU. As we welcome you inside Dickies Arena, everyone. Great to be with you here for the tournament. Should be a lot of fun. Mike Corey, the coach, Perry Clark. I know you're excited. Let's start with these two. What's kind of the theme and what these two teams are doing as they get ready for this game today?
Redemption.
They got to have it, right?
It's a chance to get back and finish the season in a good spirit.
And kind of the new season is the way the coaches kind of look at this here. And both of these two teams have done pretty good towards the end of the year. We'll see if they can continue it today. Colby Rogers trying to continue it. 3 games with 20-plus points.
Well, he's the key guy for Wichita State because of his ability to shoot the basketball. He spaces the floor, which allows other guys to do what they do. There you see him with a step back, whether or not it's transition or not.
Travis Evie and Max Fiedler have been outstanding for the Rice Owls this season and throughout their careers.
They have, and they do different things. Evie really pushes the ball to get everybody involved. Fiedler is a great pick and roll guy, pick and pop guy that they run a lot of things through.
First game of the tournament. Winner plays Memphis tomorrow. And we are set for action. Our officials, Landon Brandis, along with Lucas Santos and Bharat Ramnanan. And we're underway from Fort Worth.
You know, we talk about Rogers, but Cortez, the young man with the ball, is really a key because he does a great job of distributing the basketball.
Well, they try the alley-oop to begin here from Harlan Beverly, looking inside for Quincy Ballard, and it's out of bounds to Rice. And here's your starting 5 for the Rice Owls, brought to you by the Fort Worth Sports Commission. Who else you looking at today besides the 2 in Fiedler and Evie?
Mason is really a key guy for Rice. He gets a lot of things done. He's their best athlete.
Here's Evie for 3. It's up and it's good. First points of the afternoon for Rice.
Rice likes to run their sets, and they really go through Fiedler a lot in running their sets because of his skill set. He can pass, he can shoot it.
Starting 5 for Wichita State, again brought to you by the Fort Worth Sports Commission. You said it, 55, Cortez as he takes it in. Rebound, Ballard, and he puts it up and in. Was that a shot or a pass?
That was a pass. That's what he does. He gets everybody involved, and he allows Rogers to play off the ball and not have to create.
Ballard with over 7 points and almost 6 rebounds a game for this Wichita State team at 13 and 11 in the last game. Bounce pass underneath. Nice cut to the hole. That was Alem Husseinovic that puts it in for Rice.
And that's typical Rice offense. When you let them control the game in the half court by running their sets, they can play with anybody, proving their upset win against Memphis.
Cortez and Evie. And I could see Coach Scott Parra for Rice said, hey, how about the push-off there by Cortez as Coach Parra's in his 7th season. And yeah,
he's working him. He's working him. He's working him.
He's got a point.
Yeah. But normally come tournament time, they let guys kind of play. The officials don't want to be the dominant factor.
Colby Rogers for 3. It's no good. Rebound by Andrew Akache.
You see Rice is going to kind of walk it up, and so that they can kind of get in their flow, and that's what makes Evie so effective.
Fiedler hands it back off. Husseinovic now from Mason. That's a 3 ball, and that one's good. Good looking shot, nothing but net, and Rice is up 8-2.
And I can tell you right now, Wichita has to stop Rice's ability to penetrate the basketball. The basketball always got in the paint every time Rice has touched it.
Cortez guns it to the corner, and it's a 3 by Beverly. It's no good. The rebound by Akuche, and here come the Rice Owls once again. Good start here throughout the first 2.5 minutes. Evie back out from Mason.
The way Fiedler plays is an advantage against Ballard because Ballard's not used to coming out and having to play outside the paint defensively.
It's a good call. Coach Fiedler's going to go inside and out all day. Here's a 3-pointer up and no good by Mason. and saving it from going out there. Ballard. Here come the Shockers. Down by 6 early. Nice move by Cortez to the hole, and the runner off the window.
He is tough, man. He gives everybody that plays in the park on Saturday hope of playing major college basketball, because he looked like that guy in the rec center. I was teasing him before the game, but he is a really good basketball player.
Former Oklahoma Sooner, now here at Wichita State. Another nice pass again inside, and it's Husainovich for the bucket and the foul. That's twice already here in this first half. They found him like that.
But that's the ability of Fiedler. When you have a guy that has good skill set, then you can take him away from the basket, and still he can be effective and get guys on back cuts and run their offenses through them.
What a pass from Fiedler. And it's no doubt how he leads this team in assists. That is his 158th assist of the season. And for another bucket and a chance for the three-point play. Foul was on Cortez for Wichita State.
Yeah, the coach is taking Cortez out of the game. And when Cortez comes out of the game, I think Wichita State offense flows a little differently, because I think of all the guards, he does the best job of getting the ball to Ballard and setting up an easier shots for the other shooters.
Couldn't convert the three-point play. Fiedler actually has 159 assists now, because he's got 3 in this game, and all 4 Rice buckets, coach, have been assisted so far here in the first half. Beverly up top for Bell.
When Wichita has gotten in trouble is when Ballard has not been a factor.
Steal. Mason on the run for the Owls. Akuche, and he scores it. And a timeout. Paul Mills and Wichita State seen enough here. 16:23 to go in the first half, and they stop the play with a 12-4 deficit.
Well, this is the way Rice likes to play. They play off their sets action. There you see him knocking down a 3 by Evie. There you see him skipping the ball. Mason knocks down 1. That's the way Rice wants to control this game.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the Fort Worth Sports Commission. the Stockyards here in Fort Worth, Texas, as we welcome you back to Dickies Arena for the American Athletic Conference Championship. Wichita State, the last time they played this Rice team, they were knocking down threes all over the place, Coach.
They really were, and that's what they're going to have to be able to do today to stretch the defense. But more importantly, they're going to have to guard, because Rice is right now on top of their game with their half-court offense.
87-66 win in the Roundhouse back on March 2nd, so not that long ago. But this Rice team coming out with good effort and intensity here early. It's an 8-point lead. It's the largest lead that they've had in the last 5 games, because they've lost the last 4. Then their last 5 games ago, they beat East Carolina 70-52. So this Rice team in search of their first win since February 24th.
Yeah. The guy you saw sitting on the bench, Cortez, I think has to get back in the game. Coach Mills is really, he's going to build a fine program at Wichita State. I mean, they have tremendous tradition. He is really good with his players and his scheme, so they're going to be back.
It's such an incredible fan base and an awesome place to watch a game too, right? When you have that kind of ability, I mean, you know, you just got to get it a little bit there, right?
And they're close. Right, I mean, it's easier now because of the portal to be able to do that. And he's got so much energy and such a brilliant mind that he'll be fine.
Beverly kicks it to the corner. Colby Rogers for 3. It's no good. And a big rebound there from Ballard. Got it back out to Bell. Bell takes a couple bumps, puts it up the left. No.
See, part of the thing with Wichita State is their guards are smallish. So, Mike, when they get into the paint, they're really searching to find out the defensive help because they can't explode over people.
Mason for Rice finds Evie. Got it back. He's wide open for 3. You can't let that happen. And Travis Evie knocks down the 3.
The energy level offensively right now for Rice is greater than the defensive effort energy is for Wichita State. And that's the key to this ball game so far. See, Mike, I think when Rogers has to play the point and they can identify where he is, he's less effective.
Well, it's a nice drive and kick there, but Wichita State's not able to hit shots here early, Coach. They're 2 of 7.
Well, when you have your best shooter initiating, it makes it tougher.
Evie gets inside. He's rejected there by Ballard, who doesn't even have to jump. Now putting it up, Vucinovic and Rice, 17, Wichita State 4.
You know, I would almost make Fiedler have to score right now because he's done such a great job of assisting to everybody else. I would make him a scorer, not a passer.
Bell comes off the screen, works it back for Rogers. Wichita State needs a bucket in a big way here. Rogers, little push off, puts it up and in. He got it.
See, but that's a lot of work for your best scorer. You need somebody to feed him and get him open and get him coming off of action.
Quickly, right back to the hole is Makai Mason for Rice, and he gets the 2 right back. You had said it though, Coach, and you've been saying it. That's what Paul Mills told us yesterday, is that we need another guy. We need another scorer. It's hard to find out where the scoring's going to come from right now in this court, as you said. Rogers again, though, with a 3-pointer.
Yeah, and Rogers is a really talented player, but it's hard to have your best player also have to initiate your offense and create his own shots. He needs some help.
Certainly does. Akuchang gets it out to the corner. Now they find Fiedler, whose passes off of Ballard. It's going to go out of bounds.
Watch Evie right here. So you see the energy he has with this basketball. He passes, moves to the open area. They don't play him, so he knocks it down. You know, I almost think that Ballard is out now, but I would put Ballard back in the paint to protect the basket, which is what he does so well. Fiedler has made him come out and have to play him, and that's why Rice has gotten so many layups.
The Rice leader in his career in 3-point made baskets, as you saw, and counting. He's 2 for 2 today with 310 overall. Whoa, what a big offensive rebound there from Anthony Selden, who just checked in, the graduate student out of Boston for Rice, excuse me. Fiedler. Keanu Dawes. Shot clock's at 5. Mason pulls up, and Rice has been feeling it to start this game. 9 of 12 from the field.
Their offensive energy and execution is really, really good. Coach talked yesterday about them being in a really good mental state of mind.
Big bucket there from Harlan Beverly. He knocks down the 3 ball. And how about the pace of this game, Coach? Kind of what you expected here?
Well, I wasn't sure. I know that Wichita State wants to play faster than Rice, and Rice right now has it more so at their pace.
Xavier Bell, 12.5 to go in the first half here, 21-12. Nice spin move, and the runner is good. And now Wichita State's starting to pick it up a little bit now.
They need to get better penetration, but the key is defensively having to play. And I just think that getting your big, not going out and playing Fiedler, because right now he's not looking to shoot.
Evie's being hounded, and he's going to be fouled. There's a combination double team there of Xavier Bell and Kenny Poto, and Bell's going to pick up the foul.
Poto is a really good post guy, has played really good minutes for Wichita. He got hurt a little bit, and that kind of slowed him down, but he is really a force inside. Agreed.
He only played 7 minutes in the last game, so to your point, we'll see how much time he gets today. That's number 11 in white for Wichita State, who we're talking about. Evie's going to put it in.
They were just grabbing dogs. I mean, the physicality sometimes these guys have. You got to let them run.
Well, they are. There's only been 3 total fouls called so far here in the first 8 minutes of the game. Driving into Selden, no. Oh, throwing it down. Fiedler on the follow.
But that's what happens because Poto is coming over to try to help as the second rotation on a drive, and nobody's blocking Fiedler out.
That's his first bucket to go along with 5 assists already in this game. Is Cortez, who's back into your wanting there, Coach, and he puts the bucket up and in.
Well, I just think they flow a lot better when Cortez is on the floor.
Good 3 in the corner here from Selden. That's up and in. Shots are going down here now for both teams. Another 3 ball. 4 of 5 from 3-point range for the Rice Owls. And the 5 make it 6 for their last 6 is Wichita State here as well with Colby Rogers.
Rogers is definitely playing like he does not want this to be his last game.
Coming off that 29-point effort in the last game. And that loss at Tulane. Shot clock. 5. Dawes. Got it.
Every shot just about that Rice is taking is in the paint, and I'm a big proponent, Mike, of the more shots you get in the paint, the better offensively you are. And right now, Rice is doing a really good job of getting the ball in the paint and finishing or kicking it out for the 3, which is created by getting the ball in the paint.
Cortez now for Wichita State. Back for Ronnie DeGray III. That's a 3 ball, and that's good. Wichita State is 3 of 7 now from 3-point range. They're within 7, and the ball is stolen away. Bell takes it, and he's blocked by Fiedler. They're going to call the jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Rice.
You know, we talk about Fiedler and all the things he does from his passing and everything, but this time he gets a chance to get a bucket for himself. Watch him on the follow-up right here. Offensive rebound, he puts it back. He's an all-complete big guy.
Sitting in this row is going to go over the coupon for
Back in Fort Worth, Texas, here at the American Athletic Conference Championship first round. How about what we've seen throughout the American this season? Credit to South Florida and what they've done, right? Their first regular season conference title program history. Amir Abdur-Rahim, the coach of the year, for good reason.
He's done an outstanding job. And not only has he been successful on the court, he's handled it very well off the court, which has kept his team the balance to finish the thing out.
David Jones is outstanding. Charlotte's
been a big surprise.
Yeah, very big surprise as well. Yep, for sure.
And Haggerty we'll see later, in this tournament.
We will. And how about these two teams right here? I know it's 13 versus 12. You got Wichita State, who's won 3 of the last 5, and in those 2 losses, one of them was an overtime loss. Now, I'll say that Rice has been playing a lot better towards the second half of the season. Fans, when you talk about they've lost 4 games in a row, but you know what? Prior to that, Coach, they went 4-3 with wins over Memphis, UTSA, UAB, East Carolina. They had an overtime loss to Tulsa. They've been in some good games.
But Mike, everybody in this league has been in close games. Tulane's the same way. Memphis the same way. Florida Atlantic the same way. It's just about making a play, making a basket, having enough fuel in the fire to finish games, and that's the difference between the top and the bottom in this league. And so it's been consistent story all year. Every place I've been at, we've been in every game, the last 2 minutes and everything. And it's just been about being able to finish. And a lot of that just comes to personnel, to be honest with you.
Pocho scores it for Wichita State. Yeah, that was my question to you about, hey, what's it take to finish these games? If you coach for a long time, you know. But sometimes it's just the players got to make a play.
You know, and when the ball goes through the basket, and like this Rice team, they run excellent stuff. I watched them on tape a few times, and when the ball goes in the basket, they look good. When the ball doesn't go in the basket, they struggle. And it's not that there's any breakdown fundamentally in what they do or how they do it. They play good defense, they run really good offense, and they've proven that here. They've been able to shoot the ball and get the ball where they want it, and they've been in control of this basketball game right now because of it. Coaching has absolutely, it's the same, it's just the execution.
Foul was on Kenny Pocho, his first, and we've got free throws coming here for Anthony Selden.
Mike, this is a good league with really good coaches, and the guys at the top end have a little bit have better finishers than the guys at the bottom.
Right.
It's really that simple.
Well, you talk about it, and it really, you got to play a complete game. There's no doubt about it, and that's where these two teams have struggled a little bit in the stretch run. But think about this Rice team; they know it. They already played this team. They shot 53% in the first meeting versus Wichita State. They hit 4 threes in the first half, and they were still trailing at halftime, 42-39. So as good as they're playing here, they got to watch out because Poto has just made it a 3-point game.
Yeah, but the coaches fully understand that, and I think that, I mean, it's really good teams, and everybody's got the capacity to come back, and it's a really good league.
Does. Mason trying to go over the top. That's tough. Beverly got a hand on it. Somehow it's collected by Akuche, and he can't score it. Here's Beverly. Wichita State has scored on 9 of their last 10 possessions. Closing the gap to 3. Thought Ronnie DeGray was going to put up a 3 to potentially tie it here. Instead, it's Cortez. Now he does. DeGray. We are tied. 28 all. With 8 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the first half here in game 1.
The difference right now for Wichita State is, again, sharing the basketball and being able to knock down some perimeter shots. You talk about sharing the basketball, this is what I'm talking about. Pulling up DeGray, knocking down the jump shot right there, and that's a great way to finish.
Welcome back to Fort Worth. Champ Week continues the first round of the 2024 American Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship. Rice and Wichita State. How about this? Rice was up by 13 points, Coach. Wichita State has come all the way back. They're on a 10-0 run over the last 2:22.
Well, they are, and Cortez has really done a good job of penetrating and setting people up. Pota is really good in the low post area, and they've been able to feed him, and he's very, very effective. He was hurt earlier and missed some games and wasn't able to step up. But again, when when Wichita is able to share the ball, they're awful difficult to guard.
So a lot of this was happening with Fiedler on the bench for Rice. Colby Rogers, who was hitting shots early for Wichita State, he was actually on the bench too. I'm not quite sure what to make of this situation here.
Well, when Wichita is able to share the basketball and penetrate and get the ball in the paint, which is what I constantly talk about, it breaks the defense down and creates easier shots. So getting Rogers a blow right now is really good.
Rice has Fiedler back in. It was one on the shot clock. Edey had to put it up, and that's a violation.
Wichita State is starting now to put the energy into playing defense. I think earlier they thought that they were going to play against a team that was going to come down and get a shot up in the first 5 or 6 seconds of the shot clock, and that was not the case.
Wichita State has made 10 of their last 11 from the field. Beverly inside for Poto. Fiedler's on him, one-on-one, and there's a foul. It's going to be on Fiedler.
That's good offense for two reasons. Number one, you're going after the most effective offensive player for Rice in Fiedler, and two, you're getting the ball in the paint. This is a simple game. The more the ball touches the paint, the better opportunities you have to score.
First on Fiedler, just the second team foul for the Rice Owls here in this first half. Coming up on 7 minutes to play. Winner plays the number 5 seeded Memphis Tigers tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll have it for you on ESPN on you.
And the Memphis Tigers are in the house watching too.
They are. Jumper's good. Xavier Bell and Wichita State has their first lead of the game.
It's important right now for Rice not to lose their composure. For them to go back and do the same things they were doing. Share the basketball, hard cuts, no turnovers.
Ball knocked out of bounds with 13 seconds on the shot clock. 6:44 to play in the first half. That's also one thing that's probably happened to these teams throughout the year too. You get down, right? You get down by a little bit, and then it starts to affect your defense and whatnot. That's been a problem.
Well, it is. I mean, the consistency of flow, both offensively and defensively, the better teams have that. Teams that struggle do not, and it's something that you hope to build.
Dawes with a bucket to tie the game at 30. Now we've got a foul on Rice here underneath.
But the difference, Mike, is earlier in the game, most of Wichita State shots were coming from the perimeter,
right,
and the ball was not touching the paint. The difference over the last 5 minutes is the ball is touching the paint, and they're able to still to get perimeter shots, but able to consistently score and get to the line.
Dawes with a foul, and the free throw by Poto is good. Here's a look at the bracket. So then later today, we'll have Temple and UTSA. The winner of that game gets SMU tomorrow.
Yep. And you know, again, you know, Memphis is here waiting for the winner of this game. So that's the way the conferences go.
Just assistant coach Rick Stansbury, and there's head coach Penny Hardaway in the house.
That's the man. He still looks like he can play. I tell you what, he still gives me nightmares. I used to tell people, you never stop Penny Hardaway. You just try to survive him. He was that good a player.
Coach, I did the Memphis UAB game not that long ago at Memphis. The Tigers were down 22 points in the first half and just looked dead in the water. They ended up hitting a three-pointer right at the end of halftime. They were down 15. Penny walks off the court just nodding his head with his look. It's like, yeah, we're cool. We're going to be okay. Cortez hits a three as Wichita State's up 5. What does Memphis do in that game? They come back and they end up taking a 21-point second half lead, a 43-point turnaround. They won the game by 19.
You know, Penny Hardaway is really a really good coach, and sometimes dealing with guys, with these players, and getting them to understand what they need to do and how they need to do it is a struggle that all the coaches are kind of going through. I think there's a lot of reasons for it. The transfer portal, the NIL, but we're not going to get into all that now, but it's just different how you have to handle, coach, and motivate these guys.
No doubt. Edie after the three. Cortez comes back with a three, and it's back to a 5-point
that
game.
guy he's a special guy now. You know, he gives this Wichita State team a lot of energy. It's really important right now for Rice to stay the course.
Nice feed from Evie into Fiedler, but he couldn't finish. He thought he got fouled. No call. Still 38-33. Shockers by 5. That is their largest lead of the game. The largest run they've been on today has been a 12-0 run. And they have come storming back here. Bijan Cortez.
Cortez, you know, he can really move without the basketball. He does a good job of setting people up. And you see that big smile on his face. He's just happy playing this game. And I just think he's the inspirational leader of this Wichita State team. I think Rogers is the best player, but I think he's the inspirational leader.
Makai Mason with a foul for Rice. Cortez floats it up there for Ballard. Gathers it. The runner. Count it.
he's standing over here smiling. He's always looking for Ballard, and he makes Ballard a better player because he can give Ballard the ball where he can operate. Fiedler's looking now. He's got to show what he can do, and he's a good offensive player.
He does it on the other end, and you can see him saying, that's enough. Give it to me. I'm going to go right back at him, and he did.
But it goes back to what I said earlier. I thought they had to make Fiedler a scorer, not a passer, because he was really eating them up with passing the basketball and getting easier shots for his teammates. It looked like some off-the-ball action right here.
Dawes called for his second personal foul for Rice. And that's the thing with Fiedler. He's just a pass-first big guy, right? But, I mean, when you...
Well, he's a skilled big guy that they use him to do a lot of different things. And they started off using him to pass the ball and set up a lot of the shots. And he did a good job with that. And so now you got to take that away from him.
Cortez! Not taking that away from him. He's got 12 points.
Now, he's certainly the key.
Fiedler. Under 4 to go in the
See, this
first
is what
half.
I'm saying. This is what you have to make Fiedler do. You have to make him try to score the basketball. They took away the cuts that time. He didn't have anybody easy to give the ball to. Then they wound up turning it over.
Mason was out of bounds. We've got a timeout. Fort Worth, Texas, site of the American Athletic Conference Championship. We'll be back. We are back to the 2024 American Men's Basketball Championship. How about our top 4 seeds? UAB, Charlotte, Florida Atlantic, and the number 1 seed, USF, the Bulls.
I tell you what, excellent teams, but they all are led by really good leaders and really talented players. And you talk about the difference in the top 4 and the bottom 4. You just look at the best players on those 4 teams and see, Lindenberg, Davis, Jones, Edwards, I mean, you know, Youngblood, I mean, they're all really talented players, and that's where their teams are where they are.
There's David Jones for Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. What's he got there?
He's got some potato chips. Yeah, he still looks like a still look like a kid with the cap on and all like that. I mean, he's still youthful and all like that. See, look, he can still eat stuff like that. I mean, when you get a certain age, you gain pounds just looking at it, and Penny can still handle that stuff.
That looks good, man. I love the nachos.
He's enjoying his nacho.
We couldn't have got him a pass to go in the back. We got a really good spread back there.
Man.
Yeah.
He's having a ball.
He saw the top 4 seeds. Ballard lost it on the bounce. And it's deflected, going to stay with Wichita State here. Top 4 seeds get that double bye. They don't have to play till Friday. So USF plays Friday at noon Eastern, or noon Central, 1 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2, and UAB will have them as well. That's at the 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central here from Fort Worth.
You know, this league has been a surprise, good and bad. I think some people, like for Memphis and Tulane, obviously it hasn't gone the way that they wanted to go, but yet for South Florida and Charlotte, it's been a really glorious year. So it's had surprises both ways.
Steal. Selden for Rice. Got it back. Oh, hitting the deck hard as Bell. Three minutes to go, first half. Evie, Fiedler to the corner. Selden, good luck for 3, no good. Ballard. Over Fiedler, no whistle blows, traveling violation, no basket, stays at 42-35 Shockers lead.
I didn't know if he really changed pivot foot. I'd like to look at that again. I thought the call was a little late and everything. Yeah. Ballard gets the ball down. Yeah, he changed. He changed a couple times.
One came up.
He changed a couple times.
Yeah, good call there. Rice with 5 turnovers. Wichita State with 4 here in the first half. Mason jumper, got it.
See, again, you know, for Rice, it's so much pace. It's so much about pace, and I think Wichita State's got him out of their pace right now.
Rogers gets a 3 on the other end. Colby Rogers.
And again, when he doesn't have to initiate, he's a much better shooter.
Oh, and a steal here by Xavier Bell. Off to the races ahead of the pack.
Rice is struggling the difference right now and then in the start of the game is, number one, Wichita State is making a commitment to playing defense longer and harder. The second part is that they have not been able to get any easy baskets, and whenever they get in the paint, now Ballard is not playing Fiedler up top. He's in the paint, rim protecting, which is making it harder to get layups.
Couple offensive rebounds. Rice now trying to finally convert. Minute and a half to go. Going to be a foul here. Going to be a hold on Dayan Original.
Original is the athlete and really the defensive stopper for this Wichita team. He brings a lot of energy, and certainly his part defensively has helped stymie what Rice was doing.
Saw the Bell steal and bucket. He's got 6 points. Wichita State, again, they are on a tear. They've hit 5 of their last 5 from the field. Evie, tough shot, and he got it to go. Travis Evie.
Ooh, Bell just looked like he pushed off to get the ball.
It's an 8-point game. In favor of the Shockers. Back to Bell. Evie's on him. Good extra pass in here. Rogers for 3. It's good.
They better guard Rogers tonight. I mean, he is really having the basket looks big to him. He's got his stroke. He's got his footwork down. He's really shooting the ball extremely well.
Coach, it's his 3rd 3 of the game. He's got 13 points. Tough shot there inside by Mason, and it's pulled in by Ballard. Here's Rogers again. Hands off Beverly, now in the corner. Ronnie DeGray to 3rd, underneath, Ballard, yes. I mean, so much for the slow start for Wichita State. They're up by 13, largest lead of the day.
Well, the last couple possessions by Rice, they weren't passing the ball. It was more catching it, ISOs, and trying to drive the basketball. And that's not really, their personnel is not built for that kind of basketball.
Highest scoring half of the season here for Wichita State. Unbelievable. What a job they've done here.
Well, they've been able to push the basketball and play at a pace that they want. And Rice is getting a little frustrated right now. There you see the drive into Ballard, and they really do a good job of utilizing him and giving him the ball, Mike, where he can operate. He'll get better offensively. You know, next year he's got another year, and he'll be better with that. And that's what I'm saying with Fiedler. Make him a scorer.
That is the end of the first half. Rice got off to the hot start. As you see there, Selden got hit at the end of the half, a little bit shaken up. Let's hope he's okay. I mean, look at this. They ended the half on a 34-11 run, and it's been a tear for Wichita State. They lead it 52-39 at the half. Halftime report comes your way right after these messages.
Hello and welcome inside the American Studios. I'm Morgan Uber. The regular season has officially come to an end, and what better way to put a bow on it than to count down the best soaring, flying, posterizing American dunks of the 2023-2024 season. Check these out.
4 assists to go along with his 9 points, and then down low, that is flushed by Aaron Scott, who has had an outstanding first half with 16 points.
In traffic weaving through, puts the English on it to Milicic. Get off me! The lob to Q-Troll. Okay. This is Lays a three, top of the key. Rebound, volleyball to Golden. Nick Boyd up the near side for Florida Atlantic. Alley-oop to Merton! Catch and a two-handed violent slammer!
Colby Rogers spent his first 2 years at Cal Poly, 1 year at Siena. Loud. Lindenborg gets loud.
The high post here, it's Miller for three off the heel. Akomo is also in. It's Riley! Look at a poster move for the Owls!
Oh my goodness!
Mills, a tough shot maker, pounded by Morrell. Dandridge had a cutting Quinterly, didn't see him.
Wow,
Ever did
wow.
that! Dandridge with the extendo arm.
Charlotte, meanwhile, 50% from the floor in the second half. Nice move. Jackson with the hammer, the punctuation, and the stare down.
Deshaun Jackson letting him know.
Now right through two defenders, and Hines with a special delivery on the baseline.
Martin off the. Oh, yeah!
Let us know what dunk was your favorite. You can always reach out to us on social media at American_Conf. And be sure to keep it right here on ESPN Plus, as we've got much more coming up for you right after this. It's halftime, and welcome into the American Studios. I'm Morgan Uber. We see just how creative our men's and women's basketball student athletes are. Well, they also surprised us with their artistic abilities as we played some fun games with them. Check this out.
All right, new teams in the conference, though, so I gotta make sure I'm focused here. I can't hold what you're drawing. Trying to get that Chuck. That SMU?
Yep.
Let's go. Going based off the colors, got to be FAU.
Yeah.
Oh, Temple?
No. Skip. Yeah, you definitely should have gotten that. That was a good drawing.
UAB.
Yep.
Yep. Here we go. Skip it. I'm not gonna skip it.
Memphis.
Was a tiger?
Yeah.
For more unique content just like this, be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at American_Conf. Be sure to keep it right here on ESPN Plus as we've got more coming up for you right after this.
Welcome back to the 2024 American Men's Basketball Championship here today from Fort Worth, Texas. The Shockers with 8 threes in the first half. They lead it by 13 points here, and they have been on a tear. 52-39. They were trailing this game 19-6. It was a 13-point deficit early, and they've certainly turned the tables on that. Welcome back inside Dickies Arena, everyone. Mike Corey alongside the coach Perry Clark here. Boy, what happened in that first half? How'd they do what they did?
Mike, the difference was the pace of the game. Wichita was able to get greater penetration, a lot because of Cortez, distribute the basketball, knocking down threes, and also getting the ball in the paint and getting Ballard involved.
Let's talk a little bit more about Cortez. Bijan Cortez, number 55 for Wichita State. The Shockers, he led the charge there, and that comeback early.
Well, he's just so aggressive, and he can create his own shot. He's probably the best on the Shockers team in doing that, but he always looks to set up other people too, and he plays with such an energy and a pace that just kind of gets everybody involved, and it just kind of flipped the switch. The other thing defensively I thought the Shockers did, they made Fiedler a scorer instead of a passer. Early in the game when Rice was playing very, very well and scoring the ball, Fiedler was assisting on everything. They took Ballard off of him, backed him up in the paint, had Ballard there to take away layups and made Fiedler have to be a scorer and took away his passing.
Winner of this game gets the Memphis Tigers tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. And then later today, Temple and UTSA. Winner of that game gets number 6 seeded SMU tomorrow at 9 o'clock on the U as we get set for the start of this second half here.
Well, I think both ways. I think if I'm Rice, I'm not panicking. All right, we're still within striking distance. We just got to get back. We got to defend better and keep Cortez in front of us, and we got to get back to sharing the basketball and believing in sharing the basketball like we did earlier, and not feel we've got to come down and individually bring us back. If I'm Wichita State, I'm going to go back and doing the same things that I did to finish the game. I'm just going to move the ball, high ball screens, and share the basketball.
The key stretch, a 10-minute stretch with 14:28 to go in that first half, to 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Wichita State scored on 16 of their 17 possessions.
Yeah, but a lot of that Fiedler was not in the game during that time, and so Rice was not able to offensively, come back and compete.
Cortez trying to continue on with his career high and counting with the 12 points. Rogers 13 points, 2 assists, responsible for 17 points so far in that first half. And Rice is doing a nice job with their assists on the other side. 13 of their 17 baskets were assisted, but they are down by 13 points.
They still have time to play at the pace that they're comfortable at. The clock is not against them, so they've got a whole half to go.
Fiedler has it, gets it over to Mason. Mason dishes it, dunking it home for Rice. Andrew Akuche.
Again, by bringing Fiedler up to the high post and running action off of him, opens up the driving lanes in the basket because Ballard's away from the basket.
Remember, this was an 87-66 win for Wichita State at home against Rice back on March 2nd. Rice 1 for 13 when trailing at the half. That's one thing that Scott Parra was talking about. The biggest thing this season is just being able to stop other teams' runs and not let it really get you down, right? Get into the free throw line, stopping the run, and this really didn't happen there in that first half. Look at this offensive rebounding machine inside Dan Original, and he finally puts it up and in for the Shockers.
Well, Original does all the heavy lifting I think, for this Wichita State team.
The Fiedler. Yep.
Fiedler's trying to score the basketball that time and going hard to the hoop and trying to set up other players, but he's going to Mason that time. He's their best. Mason is their best athlete, and he's the guy that they're going to have to count on if they've got to go one-on-one. But they're not as efficient if they're going one-on-one. They need Fiedler to be more aggressive.
Ballard inside, and he throws it down for Wichita State.
See, it's hard for Fiedler to show on the ball screen. They use Ballard for the ball screens and then really roll him hard. And Fiedler does a good job of hedging, but somebody's got to cover for him.
Rogers with his second assist as he found him, now back inside the other way. Wichita State, and Akuche misses. It's knocked out of bounds. Excuse me, for Rice. It's going to stay with Rice here.
Watch Wichita on this action. See, they like Ballard. He sets the screen, then they roll him, and he finishes at the rim.
Takuche for Fiedler, looking for Evie.
See, Fiedler right now is not even looking at the basket. He's looking to set up his teammate. He's got to look at the basket, and he's got to become a scorer. Wichita has to continue to make him a scorer.
And there it is, off the window.
See, if he scores like that, then he occupies the other players, and he occupies Ballard, and Ballard can't rim protect.
Fiedler's got 6 points, 4 boards, and 9 assists, as you see so far in this game here. Driving a hard runner doesn't go that time for Harlan Beverly, and Rice comes away with an Evie. Pops a 3 at the top, nails it. Travis Evie. He's made it an 8-point game now.
He is so clever, and that's what I'm telling you. Rice still has a lot of time to continue to play at a pace that they like.
Shooting in this second half, 4 of 5 for Rice and 2 of 7 so far for Wichita State. Knocked out of bounds, and it goes over to Rice.
Watch Evie, nobody picks him up in transition. He's able to come and knock down a 3. He is the emotional leader for this Rice team. You know, and you hear me, Mike, talk about the best player and the leader, because a lot of times your best player is not necessarily your leader.
Sure.
So they're two different things, but, you know, Evie certainly is the emotional leader for this Rice team.
Now he puts up an NBA range 3, and he trains it, and right on cue, Coach.
I love it. I mean, you know, he understands where his team is and how they're struggling. So he steps up and shows them, fellas, we got a lot of fight left.
Rice is on an 8-0 run over the last minute. They hit 3 of their last 3 from the field. Five-point game. Rogers. Cortez up top. It's Bell. Got a good look for 3. He missed it. And coming in for the offensive rebound, though, was Reginald. Now it's Cortez. And it stays in Wichita State.
Reginald does a lot of hard work and things like that that keeps the ball alive. And that's the thing that's helping Wichita. But we got a ball game, baby. We got a ball game.
Travis Evie, coach, how about his outside shooting? It's what he does.
Well, Mike, you need a guy that believes and makes the other guys believe. And Evie knocking down those threes lets the Rice team know that they've got a chance in this ball game and they got a lot of basketball left to play. And not only is he the leader on the floor, but he's also their emotional leader, and he certainly has made a difference in the second half.
Now look at this. Throughout his career, he's made more threes than twos. Sixth among active Division I players. Look at this, 390 threes, and it's pretty evident with this game here today. He's hit 5 threes and 1 2-point made basket. He's got 17 points on the day.
Well, coaches will tell you if you're going to play smaller guards, they have to be able to shoot the basketball. So he's a testament to his ability to stretch the defense, to shoot the basketball, to be able to create passing lanes for the other guys.
Rice is on an 8-0 run, and a foul. Shooting a three-pointer that time was Makai Mason. He's going to get 3 free throws and a chance to cut this down to a 2-point deficit as Reginald picks up his second personal foul.
You know, I think this shows you, coaching, and certainly this Rice staff has done a great job all year, and coach has done a really good job with this team. Even with this record, the way it fights back, the way it responds, the way it stays together. I mean, that's coaching, and that's how you can tell coaches have control of their teams.
Scott Parra for Rice on the left, Paul Mills on the right for Wichita State. And we went to those practices yesterday, a very spirited practice for Scott Parra.
Yeah.
And that's how he coaches, right? But he loves this team. That's the thing. I mean, he was getting on guys yesterday, but then he came over and told us at the end of the day, he's like, look, I love these guys. I love coaching this team. He's like, I love coming to work and
Scott Parra is a good
group.
coach. I mean, he's really a good coach. And, he's good for Rice because of, the types of student athletes that they go after and making the transition and everything. And you can see the camaraderie that this team has.
And then on the other side, making the transition, Paul Mills, previously the head coach at Oral Roberts from 2017 to last year. And as we've talked about, I mean, he's going to get this Wichita State Shockers team back contending for titles as well, because he's had it. He's had that track record, and they've got a great thing going there.
Well, coaches will tell you 2 things that hurt coaches is changing administrations, AD, presidents, and changing leagues. Because all of a sudden, what you're used to is going away. And I think that, both the Rice coming in this league is going to have to make some adjustments, and they will. And again, you see Evie again driving the basketball and controlling the ball till he got the shot he wanted.
And that was with the shot clock down to 1. It's a 1-point game. Evie's got 19 points. The run continues for Rice. It's 12-0. Poto trying to change that. He can't do it. And it's taken away, and Rice has it.
See, that's what Poto earlier in the season, he would have made that shot because of his explosiveness. He lost some explosiveness and be able to go right hand, left hand like he was early in the year. He's still a factor. He still plays well in the low post, but he just doesn't have that explosiveness that he used to early in the season.
Rice turns it over and a chance to regain the lead. And instead, it's back to the Shockers. 14 minutes to go in this contest. Turnaround jumper's good by Colby Rogers.
Now, that's a part of Rogers' game that he's showing more so in this tournament than he did during the season. He was more catch and shoot and not back you down and kind of play bully ball and one-on-one like he's doing now.
Dawes for 3. It doesn't go. Rogers has put Wichita State up by 3 with his 15th point of the day. He leads the Shockers in scoring, number 4 in white.
This is where Wichita sometimes is thrown off because they really don't have someone that can drive it, create, pass, and finish at the rim.
DeGray for Beverly. Shot clock is down to 5. Poto for the spin by Fiedler. Fiedler got a piece of it. It's out of bounds with 1.1 to shoot.
See, when Wichita spaces the floor with this team, they really don't have a blow-by guy. And so they wind up struggling a little bit more than when Cortez is in the game.
1 second to shoot here. They get it in, they put it up, it's Rogers, almost. Poto, offensive rebound. That was big right there. And then he got it back from Rogers. And Evie was on there, the mismatch going there, and he gets the easy 2. And a steal, almost, as Fiedler gets it back. Bounces it inside, and wide open is Alem Husejnovic, who puts it in for Rice. 8 points for him here in this game. Beverly open for 3. That one doesn't go. Fiedler has it. Foul in Wichita State.
Right now you see Polo comes out, sets the screen, rolls, and that's where he's really made a living throughout the course of the season, on the roll, exploding up. He just doesn't have, Mike, the same explosiveness that he had earlier.
Fiedler with a season-high 10 assists. You see it. 6 points, and he got fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line, and it's a little ways away from it, but I mean, he's got 6 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. Potential for a triple-double, here in this game. He wouldn't put it past him. I mean, 2 free throws coming here, and he's only 5 rebounds and 2 points away if he makes these 2 at the line.
For Rice to get out of here with a win, Fiedler's going to have to score the basketball for him. Because both the guys that are playing him in the center position, they're not honoring his shot. They're back in the lane to take away the layups and the back cuts. So he really has room offensively to turn, face, and score.
He's got the ability to do it. We've seen it. He goes out now, along with Makai Mason, to get a breather. 12 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the game. It's a 1-point game.
Let's mark that, because the last time he went out is when Wichita went on a run.
That's a good point. Amazing run. They ended up going on a 46-20 run after they were trailing by 13 points, 19-6 early. Beverly's runner doesn't go. Poto taps it. Evie's got it for Rice. Akache looking for the cutter. It was Dawes. It wasn't there. Evie stops on Poto. Husejnovic. Shot clock's at 10. Still a good amount of time to shoot here. Husejnovic. He puts it in. Rice is back in front. First lead since 28-25 with 9 minutes to go in the first half. Three-pointer right back the other way. It's Ronnie DeGray, and the Shockers regain the lead.
DeGray is their shooter that sometimes doesn't shoot it. I mean, and so they put him on the perimeter. They need him to knock those shots down.
Coach, he's done it today. He's 3 for 3 with 9 points. Right back the other way, and Husejnovic does it again. And Rice is leading again by 1.
And you see who's at the scorer's table getting ready to come back in for Wichita.
Yep, Cortez. Exactly what happened the last time. He was out. Fiedler was out. Driving runner on the way by Rogers, not there. Bell has it. Wichita State back to the Gray. This time takes it in. What's that? Blocking foul. And the Shockers score it to go back in front.
Well, we're going back and forth with threes. There you see the Gray knocking down a 3, and then right back with Rice countering it with another 3, and that's the way we ended. praying. That's what he.
Are you kidding me? The Pilots do it again!
The Oakland Golden Grizzlies will represent the Horizon League.
The NEC Road Warriors are going dancing.
St. Mary's has taken down the Zags in this championship game.
Texas wins the last Big 12 championship that they will ever be a part of.
Don't you love it, Coach? It's such a fun week here, Champ Week on ESPN.
Without question. I mean, it's so invigorating, and to see guys work so hard to get to a spot and be able to celebrate it with some success.
I was fortunate to call the Stetson win the other day over Austin Peay. The first time in the 52-year Division I history for Stetson and the Hatters to go to the NCAA tournament. You don't think that means a lot to these guys? I mean, it was unbelievable.
It does, and I don't know if fans really understand all the sacrifices that coaches, the staff, and the players make to be able to get to that point.
We'll have a ticket punched here by the end of the week. Fort Worth, Texas. You're watching the first round of the 2024 American Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Championship. Winner gets the number 5 seed Memphis Tigers tomorrow. We've got a battle here, back and forth today. Evie driving for Rice, whistle, foul. He's heading to the free throw line as they trail it by 1.
Evie and Mason, they're trying to put the ball in those two guys' hands right now to try to create something off the dribble. But I still believe that Rice is better by passing the basketball and cutting.
The foul was on Cortez, his second. We are tied at 65. Coming up a little bit later on, there's UTSA in the practice gymnasium getting ready to take on Temple, who they just played in the last game. So
what a heartbreaking game that was. I mean, so and that would have changed the dynamics here.
It would have. It was an 84-82 win by Temple. And all those teams, right? There was like 5 teams that were all tied. You get it to the tiebreaker situation, and you said it earlier, Coach. I mean, you're absolutely right. The difference, the margin of victory here in games this year. I mean, you could have been anywhere from, say, 10 or 11 to a possible 5 or 6 seed, if you will.
Without question, Temple had their best guard. Miller knocked down a jump shot to win the game for him, and he's a talent. And that's what it took, a talent to win the game.
Yep, Nasir Miller. You'll see Temple and UTSA coming up in game 2 here in the first round later here on ESPN+. 66-65. Rice with a 1-point lead and possession. We're halfway through this second half. Mason off the screen from Fiedler. Got it knocked away. Poto had a hand on it. It's loose. Still loose. Now we've got the tie-up between Poto and Mason, and the possession arrow favors Rice. They'll keep it with 7 seconds on the shot clock.
And one of the things that you have to be careful of, both teams are playing with smaller guards. You can't get too deep to where the defense can swallow you up. And that's what happened to Mason that time. But again, they're trying to play through Mason as one of the guys, and Evie off the bounce.
Evie step back, and he got it off in time. This didn't go. Rebound pulled in by Ronnie DeGray. Beverly back for Bell.
And again, Rogers is out of the game the same way he was when Wichita made the run earlier.
5 to shoot now for Wichita State. Beverly to the corner. DeGray takes it in. The floating shot's good. Shockers back in front.
See, I think Gray is actually better mid-range than he is three-point shooting. Now, he may disagree with me, but he does a really good job with the mid-range.
And right back the other way, Husseinovic.
See, that's Rice's game right there. Better than off the bounce. They do a great job of cutting, feeding the cutters, and playing off of action.
And that was thanks to the 11th assist from Max Fiedler for Rice here in this game. Beverly, count it.
He's tough driving the basketball.
3-ball, Mason. That's no good. Bell's got it. We've had 9 lead changes in this game. We've been tied 3 times. We are back and forth here in this first round matchup. Timeout's coming at the next whistle. We're under 8 minutes to play in the game. Bell, tough runner there. Fiedler has it. That's rebound number 7. 8 points, 7 boards, 11 assists so far in this game for Fiedler. Evie, almost.
See, because of the spacing Rice has, it's hard to get offensive rebounds. So the fact they don't offensive rebound is not an indictment on their players. It's just the system that they're running.
Hodo, and he's going to be fouled by Fiedler. But how about what Fiedler's been doing here? He's got 11 assists in this game today, Coach.
He's been a monster at that high post. You see him with the back cut right there, and Rice is able to take closer in this basketball game.
Welcome back to Fort Worth, Texas for the American Men's Basketball Championship first round. Were you out there hanging out earlier today, Coach? I thought I saw you for the animals.
I don't even walk a dog, so you know I wasn't around cows.
That's great. Wichita leads it by 1. Here's your bracket. Winner of this game takes on Memphis. And how significant is that, right? Let's think about it here for a moment. Wichita State, they lost at Memphis back on February 3rd by 2 points, 65-63. This Rice team They beat Memphis on the road in Memphis, 74-71, back on January 31st.
That's why the whole Memphis team is here watching this game, and they're going to go practice right after this game. So they understand how important the next game is and the way they respect both of these two teams.
You know what's also important is that all the teams in the American Athletic Conference have a right to play for that championship, right? That wasn't always the case, not saying this league, but in terms of college basketball in general, you know that, Coach.
Well, it was not, and when leagues start to expand, they didn't quite know how to handle it, and they used to not invite like the last couple teams, and I never thought that was real good. I was a victim of that at Miami. One year we didn't go to the Big East tournament, and that was very disappointing to our fan base, to myself, and to our players. And to have everybody go to the tournament, even if you add an extra day, I think it's worth it. And it makes guys feel a part of the tournament and part of the conference. And it gives, you know, you have a slugger's chance. I mean, it's hard to win 5 games in 5 days, but at least you got a chance.
Absolutely right. You want to tell that to UConn years back when they won 5 in the Big East and then they went to 6 in the NCAA tournament and won the title?
I mean, it can happen, and you want at least an opportunity, and you're part of a conference, especially a competitive conference, where games are decided by 1-2 games most of the time down the stretch. You're not an awful team. You're not bad. You are deserving to have a chance to compete in the conference tournament.
That's a great point. This game has been outstanding. Fiedler, though, just picked up his 3rd personal foul for Rice. Previous foul on Wichita State was on Rogers. It was his 2nd. We've got a 1-point game here, folks. It's 6 minutes and 57 seconds to play in the contest. Wichita State possession. Driving Beverly. No, he got fouled.
Beverly does a really good job of driving the basketball. In fact, I mean, I've seen him go 2-3 dribbles to get to the rim, and he really attacks the basket really good. And defensively, he does a really good job for Wichita State, and that's why he's in the game.
Mason was called for his 2nd personal foul for Rice, and at the free throw line, Harlan Beverly, speaking of Miami, former transfer out of Miami, and they're with Coach L and company.
They had a tough one last night. I mean, Coach L has had a tremendous run at Miami, and having been there, I can tell you he's done a tremendous job. It's a lot of different variables that goes along with coaching at Miami. He's managed them all very well.
I mean, being able to take the Hurricanes and the George Mason Patriots back in the day in the Final Four.
Well, I tease him all the time. When I knew him, he was Jim Larranaga. Now he's Coach L.
Right, Coach L, yeah. I know, right? Mason, and they're going to call blocking foul, and he'll head to the free throw line and a chance to put Rice back in front.
You know, and I know it's tournament time, and I know we want to allow guys to be able to play, but, you know, you got to call something on that action right there.
Listen, this is a good call by the officials here, because that's the point of emphasis this season. What you have seen, right, in terms of the block or the
Mike,
offensive
but I'm going
foul.
to tell you something, not to cut you off. When you come to the tournament, it's a whole different way of refereeing. Okay. It's a big boy way of refereeing. Guys don't want to be bailed out by touch fouls and all. And I've seen it every year. The emphasis is one thing, but once you get to the tournament, you know, it's a certain way that they allow you to play, and teams and players understand that.
Yeah, I understand. I hear your perspective for sure. I mean, just another letter of that law there. That secondary defender coming over.
And coaches used to laugh. We come to the meetings and we see the clinics and we see the film. We're going to emphasize this and that. And when it gets this time of the year, referees call the game the way they used to call them.
I hear you.
And we have some awful, awful fine officials. I'm just telling you. They put a lot of time and energy in it, and it's not an indictment on them, but, you know, people come to see the guys play.
Ronnie DeGray in the basket. Wichita State is up by a point. Mason the other way, and he misses. Rebound Bell. And Xavier Bell doesn't have the numbers. Smart job by him to pull it out.
The most important thing, Mike, in a basketball game is time and score, because that dictates everything that you do.
Rogers. Runner spins off, and a blocking foul.
See, they're taking advantage of Fiedler right now and driving the basketball. And what Fiedler did, if we can get a replay on that, what he winds up doing, and that's his fourth, is he puts his arms up. Rogers finds where his wingspan is and goes right after the wingspan and creates the contact.
He's got to come out. Keanu Dawes is back.
Watch him on this drive. You see he's got his hands up. What does Rogers do? He goes right into his arms to create the contact.
I'm going to kind of say on Fiedler there, though, had he just stayed his ground, right? You saw him kind of backing up a little bit. Oh, look at this. The flush.
And the minute Fiedler goes out, they attack the glass and they take advantage of the lack of size that Rice has. That was a very, very important foul.
It certainly was. Picked up his fourth. Ballard dunks it home. 4-point Wichita State lead. Mason says, I don't think so, as he hits a three and cuts it back down to one.
Mason and Evie are going to have to step up and come up with really big-time baskets right now.
Bell over to Rogers. Crossing over, gets down the baseline, finds Beverly. Beverly, tough shot. No. Rebound, Rice. And taken away to Gray. It's going to come down to plays like this here, Coach, right, in this game. It's a back and forth in a one-point contest.
Again, Beverly driving the basketball. That's what he does. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't even go out and challenge his jump shot. He's not going to shoot it. He's going to drive the ball every time he gets it.
That's 9 points for Harlan Beverly here for Wichita State. 78-75. Evie trying to respond. Up top, Dawes for three. Rolls off to Ballard.
That was a big shot right there. That's what I'm saying. These games come down. He was wide open. He had a good look. It just didn't go down.
Here's Bell being hounded by Evie. Bell. Runner now. Foul on the floor. They're going to call this on Rice. It's going to be on Akuche. Timeout.
We're in a tight basketball game where everything matters. There you see great rebound put back by Ballard and being able to finish. And that's the way that you can get control of the game. Rice. Keep Rice close. No, we're all good. We're all good. We're all good. We're all good. We're all good.
Yep, no worries. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Every night. Closed bills. What do we got there? $31, right? Same as you're starting on it. Walensky, is this you? What is it called? Yeah, I know. I love both sides, guys. What's the scene? What's the shot? Look at this guy. Oh, the trophy, yeah. Keep him away from the American trophy, please.
Oh.
It's all set. Okay.
No, I think you need to get the other crew to do that. I think you need to get Chrisman on that one. He was sitting on the ball.
Oh, on the ball, yeah. Yeah. That's great. Yep. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the Fort Worth Sports Commission. Keep that ball away from the American trophy there. We were joking, we're going to get you on one of those there.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't walk dogs or pet cats, so I'm certainly not for fooling around with a bull.
This is fun being here in Fort Worth, Texas, that's for sure. We're inside Dickies Arena. It's a beautiful arena here for this conference championship. We're in the first round, and what a game and what a way to start it off. And look at this. 36 of the 126 games finished within 3 points or went to overtime in the American this year, most by any conference. Big 12 was second with 30 games. I mean, that's how close it has been. And we're coming down to another close finish, you would imagine, here today. Under 4 remaining.
And look for high ball screen with Ballard. Look for him rolling. Then look for Rogers on the kick out.
Bell around the rim and out, and Evie collects the rebound. Rice is down 3. Remember, Fiedler is on the bench with 4 personal fouls. When do they bring him back in? Mason gets a defender on his back, drives it in, doesn't go, had a hand on the offensive rebound. Instead, it's Akuche, and he is fouled by Beverly, and he's heading to the line.
Again, but that was good offense that time by Rice. They got the shot that they really wanted. They got Mason on an isolation on the drive. Mason and Evie basically, Mike, they like to reject the ball screen. So a lot of times they'll come up and set a ball screen for them, knowing that they're not going to use it, but it gives them driving lanes.
You see Fiedler looking on as Akuche misses the first. He has one more here to try to cut it to a 2-point game. That's been...
Again, it comes down to making, making the baskets, making the shots.
Rice free throws 0 for 3 in the first half. Second half, they're 10 of 12, pending this one here, and make it 11 of 13. And it's a 2-point game. Hang on tight.
Now they got Rogers initiating. And what that does is it puts a lot more pressure on him to be able to come up with the basket.
Rogers gets it back here for Wichita State. Lost the dribble a little bit, but it goes right into the hands of the Gray, and the shot clock's inside 10. Beverly, DeGray for 3. Missing front rim. Ballard had a hand on it, but it goes into the hands of Husejnovic for Rice. And they want a timeout. We will step aside. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Round 1 of the tournament. It's a 2-point game. Back to Fort Worth after this. Welcome back to Fort Worth. Mike Corey alongside former Miami and Tulane head coach Perry Clark here with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. It is a 2-point ball game. There's the Wichita State band. Let's talk them first. You like Cortez. Where is he? Is he coming back in? 55 in white.
At some point, I think he needs to get back in because he creates a lot of scoring opportunities, and it makes Rogers work a little bit harder when he's got to initiate.
And
so
on the other side, there's Fiedler, coach, back in with the 4 personal fouls. Those are 2 big stars and some of the storylines in this game here today.
Well, I think that they have to wind up playing through Fiedler. If they don't, Evie or Mason looking to isolate and try to go one-on-one.
Fiedler, hands off. Mason, pull up. It's up. It's no good. Tapped around. Mason saves it from going out. I think it might have went off of Wichita State if he didn't. But here it is underneath. The ball's off the backboard, and it goes into the hands of Bell. These 2 teams have shared the ball today. Rice has done it with 21 assists, and Wichita State has done it with 20. That is a season high for the Shockers here in this one. Bell on Edie. Edie had a hand on it. It's back out to the Gray. The shot clock's at 7.
See that Rogers is going to have to create his own shot right here.
Gonna try, puts up the 3. It's good.
He's having a night. He is having a night. He's not doing it the easy way either.
That was big time. 19 points. Jumper Mason the other way. No good. Rebound to Gray. No field goals for Rice over the last 3 minutes and 36 seconds and counting. They're 1 for their last 8 from the field. That's hurt.
It really has. And look for Wichita to kind of run this thing down.
Beverly. No, the tip. Couple times there. That doesn't go by to Gray. And Rice still has a chance here.
The Gray would have been better just to rebound it and bring it out.
Oh, what a pass. Fiedler does it again. Fights Mason. Timeout Rice. The little fist bump from Fiedler on his 12th assist of the day.
Well, I was telling about the Gray got an offensive rebound. Time and score is what you have to know. We're getting it, bringing it back out, running some more time off the clock would have been, I think, a lot more beneficial. You know, I was coached by the great Morgan Wooten of DeMatha High School. We did time and score situations after every practice, and that was the most important thing we learned to understand what plays to make in the last 2 minutes of a basketball game and philosophically how to think things through. It has always helped me through my coaching career. But, you know, I was very blessed to be coached by, I think, the finest high school coach or the finest coach ever to sit on the sidelines in Morgan Wooten.
You know, agreed, and it's all about fundamentals, right? With that guy, that's what he taught, right?
Yeah, and the fundamentals is an understanding of the game, an understanding of, again, time and score. He used to tell us that's the most important thing that you have to know when you step on the floor.
And the game reset here for you with Wichita State with 3 timeouts remaining. Rice with 1. Possession arrow favors the Shockers if we get a jump. Minute and 5 seconds of counting. What do you want to see here for the Shockers on the offensive end?
Patience. I think they want patience. And with this team on the floor, I think they really want to drive the basketball. They've got Beverly who can drive it, Bell that can drive it. Rogers is more going to shoot the basketball, but their guards really do a good job driving the basketball. And they got Rogers.
He does it again. That may do it with Rogers knocking down another monster 3 with 40 seconds remaining. He's got 22 and the lead is 6. Unless Evie, he's fouled with 37.2, and Evie's got a chance to cut it to 3. Bell picks up the foul. That is a big mistake by Xavier Bell.
Great action on the Rogers 3. Gets a low cross screen right there. He comes behind, plants, and knocks it down. Great set play there by Coach Mills.
And then Evie getting bailed out on the foul by Bell. Oh, he's trying to contest.
You know, if you're going to contest, you have to contest in front of the player, not on the side of the player. And so many times when you foul a three-point shooter, it's because you're trying to contest from the side and not from in front.
That was interesting you're saying that, because I was thinking if you're going to run out there and you're jumping, you don't want to be right at them, you know. But I mean, you're saying on the side with that.
No, I'm saying don't do it on the side. You do it in front so you can stop. All right, and plus you give him room to go up and down, which a lot of times you get called for.
I got you. Fiedler's going to go out. Offensive, defensive substitution here. They bring in Keanu Dawes. And with 37.2 seconds to go, it is a 3-point game. 3 big free throws from Evie. They're going to foul here.
But I would have fouled Ballard.
Yeah.
You know, my rule of thumb is always foul a big guy.
Bell's a 74% free throw shooter. Evie picks up his second personal foul for Rice. And that is the 17th foul, so it's a 1-and-1 situation here. So Bell, who has not been to the free throw line in this game. The team is just 5 for 7. Wichita State at the line today. Rice, conversely, 14 and 19. Big miss. And Rice has it. Fiedler gets it to Evie. 25 seconds to go, 22 to shoot. Evie for the tie. No, rebound Beverly, and he gets it over to Rogers, but Beverly is fouled first with 20.3 seconds to go. Coach,
you might say that was early, but for Evie, it was a good shot. He had a clean look. He's knocked down 2 of them before, and that's the guy that you've kind of lived and died with all year, so I got no problem with that shot.
I don't either, because there's still a lot of time left here, right? And it's a 1-and-1 still, and they just missed the front half of the 1-and-1.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, it was no guarantee you were going to get him a better shot later.
Beverly, now this time they knock it down. So the Shockers by 4. One more free throw. Cortez is going to come in. Yep. And out goes Ballard.
Because Ballard's not a good foul shooter. That's what I'm saying. You always foul the big guy. Not always, but most of the time, that's the guy that's going to struggle.
It is now a 5-point game. Rice trailing, 20 seconds to go. They got a timeout remaining. Mason dumps it in for Fiedler. Up at the top, Evie, good luck for 3. It's a long one at that. And Iniesta tapped around. Shockers. Bell. Exclamation point. Timeout Rice with just 6 seconds remaining. And the Shockers lead is 7. And they're feeling a meeting coming on with Memphis tomorrow.
Give this Wichita State team a lot of credit, Mike, for changing their mentality defensively. They started the game and they got torched with the way Rice ran their offense and executed. And coach called a timeout and said, look, we're going to have to guard for the full 30 seconds. We're going to have to buckle down and we're going to have to play good defense to get out of here. They did that. They were able to string some baskets together. They got back in this game. Then they went on that run in the end of the first half. Give them mentally a lot of credit for changing their approach to the game in the middle of the game.
Yes, agreed. It's been a fun one here, a fun one to call, and big reason for that is our awesome crew back in the truck just a little ways away from here. Alex Cyber, our producer, our director, Berger, Steve Turnberger back there with Chris Kettner, audio with Randy Miller. And thanks to Brian Zwolinski, our AD, with Armando Sinclair, Mike Ryan, great people, great crew, everyone helping us out here. Scott Farrell doing a great job on stats, thank you. And we're just getting started here. This is game 1.
And guess what, partner? We got another one.
Yes, we do.
It'll be just like this one. A little different, but it's going to be just as exciting.
It certainly will be. UTSA and Temple. That is game 2 of the first round coming up just 25 minutes after the conclusion of this game. So stay tuned for that. And Fiedler, boy, 12 assists, 8 rebounds, 8 points. And this Rice team is battled, but not going to be enough here with just 6 seconds to go in this contest. And a 7-point Wichita State lead. They're going to get the ball tapped around. Fiedler has it. 3 seconds remaining. Evie hoists it up, and that's all. And Wichita State wins it 88-81 over Rice. They trailed by 13 early in this game. and they come away with a win in round 1 to move on to take on the Memphis Tigers in round 2 tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU.
I tell you, again, just an outstanding comeback by this Wichita State team, the way they made the adjustments and everything. But you have to tip your hat to Mr. Rogers. He was absolutely outstanding, whether or not he was creating his own shot, whether or not he had to come off of screens to get a shot. He really played a complete basketball game, and he's the real reason why Wichita State's moving on.
Well, big reason why 1 of 5 in double figures in scoring for the Shockers. He had 22 to lead the team, and it was a team effort. 22 assists, a season high for Wichita State. And there it is. They put their name on the board as they move on to take on Memphis tomorrow afternoon. All right, that's going to do it for us for now.